Welcome, instinctive men. Today, I'm sharing 3 secrets with you about how a woman's psychology works, how she operates by nature, how she thinks, but most importantly, how she responds to you when you follow your deeply rooted male instincts. Many men, and even women themselves, are unaware of these secrets, but unconsciously, they all react the same way, whether they want to or not. Understanding the psychology of female nature is essential to building a good relationship with them. I also recommend taking notes during this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to learn more about the natural behavior of men and women, how attraction arises, and how you can instinctively evoke this from within yourself. Let's continue with the video. Here are the 3 psychological female traits that men need to know. 1. Women only care about how you make them feel. Forget money, fancy cars, or a big house. An instinctive man knows that this is not why women fall in love with you. He knows this is a myth propagated by certain parts of the red and black pill communities, which claim you need to maximize everything in your life to have a chance at getting a woman. These stories are told by men who have never had a relationship or are still virgins, so watch out. This narrative is created from a man's rational brain, which prefers to calculate different factors that, when added together, indicate a man's attractiveness. Simple and rational. However, an instinctive man knows that women do not operate this way. He knows that women are driven by emotions. The only thing they care about is how you make them feel. Therefore, it's crucial to evoke certain emotions in a woman. She cannot help but feel a certain attraction, even doesn't understand why. This is why having resources like a lot of money is not important to a woman. It helps to have fun dates with her, which trigger emotions, and it shows that you can take care of yourself and possibly take care of her. But if you take yourself too seriously and are downright boring, she will quickly lose interest. If you think that just having money and success is all it takes, you're mistaken. Time and again, a high-status man is baffled when his wife runs off with a bad boy who doesn't have his life together and lives out of his car. The core of her nature lies here. He evokes her emotions. He brings excitement and adventure. He might make her sad or angry at times, but he triggers emotions. He doesn't have to persuade her of how good he can be for her. He already believes he is good enough. Don't get me wrong. I'm not advising you to make a woman experience negative emotions, but an instinctive man knows that even a negative emotion is better than no emotion at all. Just to shake things up a bit, purely to stir feelings in her, with the self-assurance that you can always lead her back to a positive emotion. Knowing that women operate on emotions also provides an important insight that many men fail to grasp. How often have you, as a man, been puzzled by a woman when she tells you that you never do anything fun together, even though you just went away for a weekend together 2 weeks ago? This is because emotions always exist in the now. It doesn't matter if you did something fun with her 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter if you took out the trash every week for 8 years. If you forget now, you will hear about it. Not because she is your boss and you have to keep her happy, but because you once promised to do it and are now breaking your promise. Breaking promises is something that does not fit an instinctive man. She senses this immediately and lets you know through her natural reaction, because she cares about you. Because women are emotional beings. Beings that, unlike men, respond to their feelings. She knows that you went away with her for the weekend 2 weeks ago, but she cannot help but respond to how she feels now, at this moment. An instinctive man knows this is extremely important to realize. This makes communication with a woman much easier, because he knows how she operates, where she is coming from emotion. 2. Women fall in love much slower than men. Men are natural builders. They know that action is needed to build things. Potential obstacles and problems in daily life must be solved to move forward in life. Unfortunately, many men see themselves as the builders of a relationship. It is important to understand that building an intimate relationship falls within a woman's domain. An instinctive man knows that a relationship is not like building a building or a business. A relationship is based on feelings, on giving love, something a woman is much better at than a man. Moreover, women are also the seekers of love or a relationship. Instinctively, they need protection, especially after reproduction. Something that only a man can offer her for hundreds of thousands of years. An instinctive man knows that he works on his external world. He builds the house, the world around him. He literally penetrates the world with his work, his goals, his ideas. A woman works from within, building an emotional bond, the family. You can see it as working on the interior of a house, building an intimate relationship. When you are dating, also realize that you should leave the formation of the relationship to a woman. As an instinctive man, you only need to focus on having a good time with her. This means that you adjust to the woman's pace. Wait until she brings up having a relationship or being exclusive to each other. Only when she indicates, in her subtle way, that she wants you for herself, only then can you bring up the topic of a relationship. It is scientifically proven that women fall in love much slower than men. From an evolutionary standpoint, this is also completely understandable. Biologically, entering a relationship means having children. It is the woman who carries a child in her womb for 9 months, while the man can do his part in 5 minutes and theoretically move on to the next. Naturally, a woman needs more time to fall in love. This is to ensure that he is the right one. The right one to protect her, the right one to lead her emotionally. Even if an instinctive man wants a relationship, he knows that getting one is a marathon, not a sprint. It goes step by step, sometimes taking a step back before moving 2 steps forward. He also knows that the more often you see each other and the faster you learn everything about each other, the less effective it is. You're not matching the woman's pace. A woman sees the formation of a relationship as a story, a book that is read page by page, allowing her to gradually learn more about the protagonist, in this case, you. So, when dating, don't reveal too much about yourself, but let a woman extract this information bit by bit. She loves that. She has to work for it. This makes you mysterious and attractive. By not neatly answering all her questions, being a bit perky, and leading the conversation by asking her questions instead. An instinctive man keeps a date playful and fun, and stays away from serious questions and topics. An instinctive man puts all his presence and focus into the date he has with her at that moment. But when the date is over, he turns his attention back to his life goals. Men who text her every day after the date are needy, instantly hooked and overly interested. A woman wants to feel a bit uncertain about where she stands with you. This only happens in the time you are apart. Yes, also away from chatting and calling. She needs time to feel what it means to be together. Just like you need to feel cold to appreciate what warmth is. Just like you need to experience darkness to know what light is. She also needs to feel your absence to realize the value of your presence. This triggers emotions, tension, and a bit of uncertainty about what you're doing daily and how you feel about her. She will think about you at that moment. She develops a longing for your attention. Not when you bombard her with one text after another, or when you contact her every day, telling her what you're doing. This instantly removes all the tension. She needs to feel she has to earn you. An instinctive man knows that it is therefore good to wait a few days after a date to contact her again and invite her for a new date, and thus has little time to chat in between. After all, he is busy building his external world. 3. Women want to be dominated. A woman in her feminine energy has the fantasy of being dominated by an instinctive man. In this society, this is not a topic of discussion, since men who show dominance are often seen as toxic. However, a dominant instinctive man is the man with the highest status in her eyes. Something that unconsciously, and from an evolutionary standpoint, triggers attraction in a woman. It means the best chance of survival for her. It hints at his potential strength. Like a bird's mating dance, dominance is what instinctively gives a woman the ultimate feeling of protection, down to her smallest nerve. Dominance is the ultimate form of going for what a man wants, relentless, if necessary, without a filter. A man in his dominance is a man in his purest form. A man who at that moment is entirely guided by his instincts. A woman cannot help but follow, feeling completely safe and loved, knowing that she doesn't have to worry, that you take the risks and protect her from all external dangers. All of this provided that a woman already feels safe with you. Listen carefully, men. This is essential. A woman must already feel completely at ease with you and know that she can trust your actions. Dominance, with its associated inner aggression, cannot be combined with being an emotionally unstable person, an unguided projectile, a jack-in-the-box, so to speak, that shifts from one emotion to another at the slightest provocation, or that you don't keep your word, that you say one thing but do another, unpredictable and unreliable. Remember that dominance only works in combination with calmness, certainty, and stability. Stoicism is the foundation, the bedrock of an instinctive man. Emotionally strong enough to control your dominant side. That she knows you can take the lead and that she can safely let you take the reins with her. But knowing that she can always return to that safe haven that you are for her. Knowing that no means no. Knowing that dominance is always executed with love and playfulness. That you know the direction the relationship should go. That she builds the relationship, but you are behind the steering wheel. That you know how to proceed and shape your ideal life together. And with this final point, I want to conclude. These are the 3 female traits that are important for a man to know. Deeply rooted in their psychology, women operate based on how you make them feel. The time it takes for them to fall in love. And last but not least, the dominance you provide as a man. I hope this helps you better understand the nature of women. This way, you see that women are not the complicated beings that a large part of men like to portray. You just need to understand where they are coming from. how their brain works, that you, as an instinctive man, have the ability to put yourself in their shoes without being prejudiced or frustrated about why that is. This is just nature, the nature of a woman. And an instinctive man never goes against nature because he knows that nature cannot be changed. Just like you, go with the waves of nature and get to know more about how we function as men and women in this regard. Do you appreciate this video? Don't forget to like it and leave your comments. Remember to subscribe to The Instinctive Man to know more about this. Getting back to your nature, back to your instincts. See you in the next video.